Would you say that you have ever struggled with mental health? You belong and you have purpose.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important that we scream that to anybody who would ever listen.
Generations of failure with people's emotion.
When the man cries, that's when the audience applauds.
You realise who really cares.
Me versus the world. I hate the world. I hate the universe for doing this to me.
Of what type of man we want to be.
Like, what's that going to do to you internally? What's that going to do to your mind and your spirit?
Everyone, and welcome to episode 3
Of
Whip.
Oh, it gets worse every
keep doing
time.
that. Today we're talking about a very important topic. Jay, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about something which luckily has been spoken about more, but still never enough. Men's mental health.
Yes.
With it being Movember as well. If camera wants to come and show himself to the camera.
First appearance
First of camera. Come on, show that moustache.
Here
Here
he
he
is.
is.
Lovely face and moustache. Yes, so it's a very important topic.
An extremely
something
important
we're very,
topic.
very passionate about as well.
Yeah, and if anybody is struggling at home, we hope that this video will give you something.
Yeah.
If not anything, just something.
Exactly. Let's get into it.
So the best question to start is we can't preach to talk about things without talking about things ourselves, I guess.
Yeah.
We need to show vulnerability to encourage vulnerability.
Of course.
So, George Herman, once again,
Yes, Jay Bridges.
would you say that you have ever struggled with mental health as a man?
Yeah. I think I think everyone has. And
Yeah.
I think that it's one of those things that you don't talk about because of those stigmas that are attached to sucking it up and keep it moving, which is a very, very common way of thinking between among men.
100%. And it's important that you say that because the stigmas are still there. The stigmas of you can't talk, you've got to be stoic, you've got to be stone-faced, all of that, and it's untrue. And I would go as far as to say that a strong man is somebody who is in touch with their vulnerability and is in touch with their feelings and can be gentle if needs to be. And I feel it's nonsense. I feel like it's outdated nonsense.
I agree. And it's something that people are waking up to.
Which is amazing.
Now. And that's why we have months or that's why we have Movember, which is fantastic, which the lovely Charlie showed us.
I know, it's a beautiful moustache.
But no, that's important that we have that because it gives us everyone a platform to talk about men's mental health, which is something which no one really did before.
No.
Because it's that, suck it up, move on, you can't cry, you're this, you're that. You can't be in touch with certain sides of yourself.
I've got
unless,
just to add on that and then continue quickly. I've got this amazing quote from the actor that played Alfred.
Oh, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. Do you know what Michael Caine said?
Yes.
He said something quite interesting, where he said when the man cries, at home he's an actor, so he's picturing it as like an audience, and when you are watching the film, which is life, when the man cries, that's when the audience applauds. And I thought I just wanted to drop that in because it reminded me of it, because I think that's such a beautiful...
It is.
Such a beautiful quote.
A lot of people are afraid to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And a lot of men are afraid to be vulnerable because they have that fear of being seen as weak.
Yeah.
But crying and being vulnerable and talking about your feelings...
Strong, man.
...is what makes you human.
Yeah.
We're connective beings, and the fact that people find it so hard to is really upsetting.
It's installed on them and they're raised
because it
how
is,
they
and
were
it's
raised.
not their fault.
No, it's not their fault at all. I agree.
The fault of generations of failure with people's emotions.
Yeah, that's a really nice way to put it. I agree 100%.
It's the mistreatment of emotions and the mistreatment of talking, and it's really killed how men communicate. Because I can say, and I'm sure you're the same, I'm sure Charlie, you're the same, like there is always that thing in the back of your mind when you cry that you're like, this is a weak, I can't do this.
Suck it off, tough it.
That's such a generational thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my dad, he never used to be like that. He wouldn't cry, he wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
That was because of his dad.
Yeah.
And his dad, he's never hugged his dad, which is crazy.
It is crazy.
He still won't to this day.
Wow.
He's too scared.
Yeah.
But my dad, you know, he's gone through a lot and he's overcome that, and he will cry in front of me now, and he will do all those things, and I think that's made him so much more of a man, no matter what his dad says.
I agree.
But to me, I think my dad is such a strong person for that.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
agree.
100%. And I think that crying and connecting with other men in that way is a beautiful thing.
And it's so important.
Oh my God, it's a beautiful thing because you realise who really cares.
Yeah.
You know, there's people that get brought up on not crying, which is such a common thing. And it's not selective to one person or a group of people. It's genuinely just an overall thing that people have in the world.
Yeah.
You know, being able to now cry now, I think that's a beautiful thing that you two, for example, the relationship that you two had.
I can tell my dad I love him.
Yeah.
His dad will never tell him that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
It's a good job that
the
It is.
he's adapted
it's
though,
like,
isn't it?
even for his dad, that would have been installed in him.
Yeah.
From his dad.
So it's
Yeah.
not his fault
No,
necessarily.
never.
No.
But love is, you know, I've always said that love is the key to everything. Love
Can
is
we-
the most powerful thing.
Can we also touch on the dangers of not being vulnerable? Like, it's
Yeah.
not your fault, but to a certain extent, you have a responsibility to change for the betterment of yourself.
Yes.
And if we talk the statistics,
Yeah.
you can really see how dangerous not talking is. Like a man a minute.
Yeah.
Crazy statistic.
Yeah.
And it's something, the biggest killer of men between like 18 to I think 40 or 50,
Yeah.
anything
Yeah.
is taking their own life.
Yeah.
Actually, like, comprehend that, because it's such a difficult thing to comprehend. Whilst we've been filming this right now, still to this day, 7 people
Yeah.
have felt so low, felt so incapable of talking.
And it's not just about crying and being vulnerable. It's the vulnerability in talking.
Yeah.
Because conversations change your life. These
Yeah.
conversations that we're having with just between us three, they changed our lives
100%.
because we're always better for them. And I think the main thing that we want to do is encourage talking. Encourage talking with your male friends. Encourage sitting down with them and saying, well, you know, what
How
if
are
we're
you
being
doing?
real,
Yeah.
how are you doing? How are you? And what, you know, what's something that you want to get off your chest? Because that sort of storing up those emotions, it can lead to negative emotions like anger and outbursts,
agree.
which are never helpful.
No, they're never, and they'll make the situation worse.
Yeah.
They'll just spiral you down, and then you'll keep on getting down this darker tunnel.
For a lot of people.
Yeah, 100% it's a mask.
I think a lot of the times it's very like, yeah, I agree. I think there are so many ways that a lot of people, or a lot of men are like, no, masculine. You have to stay masculine. But I think the what makes you a real man is being in touch with your feminine side. You know, having that femininity and having that comfortability to be feminine whilst pertaining to a masculine, you know, presenting way. I think you
Yeah.
can still be a man, but have and be in touch with your feminine
Be a
side.
gentleman, you know what I mean?
Yeah, be chivalrous. It's like you always see these people say that, you know, things like that was where it's like chivalry is dead, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
You can be chivalrous and gentle, you know what I mean?
You can do.
You can be stoic and gentle.
You can be a real man.
Yeah.
Stop hiding behind these, you know, these unrealistic
'Cause
things.
it's like what
It's sad.
It's like what I 100% did. And we all joke about it in the UK. We've got these like young kids being road men, like
Yeah.
dressing up in like ballys and like putting these hoods up and stuff. I bet you anything that they're not having a good time at home.
No.
I bet you anything that it is a mask, and it's not their fault. I wouldn't say it is their fault. You've
No.
got all of these young people who may have not, who have had their own difficulties and their own struggles,
Yeah.
and they haven't been able to express that, and they haven't had anything that they can put that energy into.
Yeah.
So they become angry with the
Yeah.
world. It becomes me versus the world. I hate the world. I hate the universe for doing this to me.
Yeah.
And that's why I'd like to touch on, for like advice,
Yeah.
having outlets, even because it's easier said than done to be vulnerable, to be talk, and obviously we recommend that 100%.
Yeah.
But if you're not at that level yet, there's outlets such as, I don't know, boxing, football, going to the gym. I guarantee that people going to the gym has probably saved lives, I would say.
Oh my gosh.
Having
yeah.
an outlet, having something which can give you self-belief and the sense of achievement.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the biggest killer and the biggest issue that comes into this is men without purpose. I think purpose can really drive you and keep you going and give you something to live for. I think it's these young men who don't feel like they have purpose, who feel like they are nothing, who feel like that the world wouldn't change if they were gone.
Yeah, and I think that it's the male role models that they look up to are
Yeah.
completely wrong because of a certain situation. Maybe that's, how you've been brought up, or your family situation, which isn't their fault. But they grow up, seeing these types of men, which poison their mind.
Yeah,
really.
100%.
And it's sad, but that's where, because we come into play. If you're thinking about what we can do, is the positive mindset of what we're talking about now, of what type of man we want to be, or what type of men we want to be,
Yeah.
and how we can be the people,
The people that we needed.
Yeah.
Bro. The people that we needed when we were maybe younger.
I mean, I think it depends on
The person, of course.
but like in general, like you were saying with the people that are trying to fit together, they don't have that positive relationship with a male figure. And do you think that really impacts how they think about their feelings?
100%. I feel like it's like this goes into like gender roles, like in terms of like how like a mum and a father, like what they can do for their kids and how they raise them and how they teach them both femininity and masculinity.
Yeah.
100%. And I think both of them are so important. And if I'm being honest, I think either role can play each one. I feel like a mum and a dad can both teach masculinity and femininity. But when you have if you don't have any of that, if you don't have a mum or a dad, and you don't have, or a mum and a dad that have taught you these things, then how are you going to know? You are not going to know how you can express yourself, and you're not going to know where you can put these negative emotions and feelings. If you don't know what you're going to do with them, like what's that going to do to you internally? What's that going to do to your mind and your spirit?
Yeah.
Learned behaviour. If you've grown up and your mother and father learn from their parents that they can't be vulnerable and they just need to tough it up, and like if they talk they're a pussy, then what's that? Then you're going to learn that, and then where is that energy going?
No, exactly. Yeah, it's completely.
It eats you up inside.
I did want to ask you, Jay, because there was obviously a very, very impactful project that I was lucky enough to work on with you.
That was good, man.
But from you in particular, because you commandeered the whole thing. Do you want to talk a bit about Project Andy and what that meant to you?
Project Andy, thank you for bringing it up. It's like my favourite thing I've ever done ever. We went into the city of Leeds, me and George did, and I blindfolded myself and handcuffed myself and put a top on, a shirt on, and allowed people to come up and write messages. And then I would also talk to them. Oh yeah, the top's there.
It's there.
So if you see there, it's got loads of messages, and we found it so nice to see how many men and women, because we are talking about men's mental health, but mental health is important. It's not exclusive at all.
No,
not exclusive at all. But the amount of women and men, I say men because it has the whole stigma around it, who came up and who would write and who would share positivity. And that meant so much to me, because I started that because of a friend which passed away because of it. And doing something like that really gave me hope. Seeing men stand up, really, really gave me hope. And I think that's wonderful. How amazing is that? How amazing is it that there are men out there who are vulnerable? And some of these men were like, I don't know, they did not look like they would be. They look like the stereotypical man. And that's why stereotypes of men are dangerous, because like, you don't have to ever be a stereotype, ever.
No, and that's the beauty of what you did, is that on paper, these men wouldn't respond. These men wouldn't come up to you and write on your shirt. But the beauty of it is that they did.
We proved that they did, and we also proved that they would listen.
Exactly.
No
and
matter
it's
what you would assume.
Because you can sit here and think that, no one will come up and sign your shirt. That's a bloke.
Yeah.
But they did. And it's amazing that they did, because it's like, it shows what one person can do when they just put the message out there and say, come here and talk.
100%.
That welcoming atmosphere
Yeah.
is so important. And being able to say to your friends, let's talk, let's sit down and let's have a conversation. And because that project was so personal to you, you obviously had a huge connection to it, and which was beautiful to see, because it really, manifested in something really wonderful and positive for the world. And a lot of people, I know that a lot of people benefited from that. A lot of the men that came up, like I said, at face value, they wouldn't go up and sign your shirt, but they did.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful that you did that.
No, I appreciate you saying that a lot. It did.
And it was an honour to be involved.
Oh, come here.
It was.
It meant a lot to me, and it also meant a lot that people, like you said, were able to see the actual proof that people will listen.
Yeah,
because I feel like some people just don't believe that. And also, it's important to like you keep on touching on the just chat with your mates.
Yeah,
check up on your mates.
Yeah,
always, man. Like, it's such a beautiful thing, and if anything, it's going to make you closer. You're going to feel that connection to them.
Exactly,
which is amazing.
And also, simple things that people don't really talk about is that, tell your friends how much you appreciate them.
Yeah.
Tell them that you care about them and that you're thinking about them in lots of ways and that you're there for them. Because a simple, I'm here for you, again, can go miles. It's such a...
Makes them feel seen.
Exactly.
And that is such an important thing.
Exactly. And a lot of men just shove it down because they haven't had a person or an environment where they feel comfortable to share certain things about themselves. But that's why you have to create the atmosphere. It's not something that you can just sit around and wait for. With a lot of men, you have to be the ones to push it out. But saying that, there are so many outlets for you to reach out and to talk if you are struggling.
Because we do need to touch on loneliness. It's all good saying check on your friends.
That's what I mean.
But what if you don't? The situations like that are existing.
Yeah. And there are so many outlets to talk as men to groups of people. I mean, 100%. There was one that you wanted to touch on.
And Andy's Man's Club.
Yeah, what is Andy's Man's Club?
Andy's Man's Club is a organisation which hosts pretty nationally, across the country.
Yeah.
Hosts meets where it's like a group of lads. You go in, you can have a cup of tea every Monday night, every once a week, and you sat there and you pass around this football, and you can either talk or listen. Because even if you don't feel comfortable talking, even listening to people who may have a problem and you're like, oh, I feel that way too, makes you feel seen and validated, which is so important. And then what's great about that as well, they take people who started out, who could have been cocaine addicts or borderline suicidal, and they take them people, and then eventually when they have become mentally happier and they've progressed, they will give them the chance to run their own nights. So it's like a cycle of positivity, a cycle of self-improvement. And I would love to shout that out. It's a massive thing, so I'm sure that a lot of people would have heard of it, but if you haven't, just go.
And we'll put the link for something in the description.
No, we can put the link for the website, and then that will show in most places now they have one. And at the least, this is what everyone has said to me, just go for the tea. Exactly. Just go for the tea.
Yeah.
Free tea. You know what I mean? You don't need to talk. You don't need to have pressure to talk. Just go for the tea.
Yeah. I think to everyone watching as well, if you're lucky enough to have a father, have uncles that are around, just check in with them too.
Yeah, 100%.
Because there is never an age limit on checking up on people and checking out.
No, not at all.
Because I feel like that's a huge thing that people think about as well, is that checking in with people that are younger or with a certain age bracket is easier.
I agree.
But there's never any harm. In fact, I'm encouraging you all to do so. Check in with the older, male people in your life, because it's just as important.
Yeah, and they're typically the ones that are looking after everyone.
Yeah.
And so I bet they would appreciate a lot if you messaged them to know that you're looking out for them too, I'd say.
Exactly.
And I just want to say to everyone watching quickly, just touch on the fact you belong. You belong and you have purpose.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important that we scream that to anybody who would ever listen, because you do. The world is a better place because you're in it. And that is a fact. That's not a question. And I understand that I don't know your circumstances, and like saying that to you might come off a bit like, yo, you don't know. Just try. Give it one more day. Go to these organisations. Check in on your friends if you have the ability to do so. And I promise you it will get better. This isn't the end at all. It's like, it's the beginning of your new self. That's what so many people, that's what so many survivors who have been in such a bad headspace have said.
Yeah.
It's the start, not the end. And make sure you really, really understand that.
Beautifully said. I think it's been a very, very important episode.
I agree.
And it's, we've covered a lot of this topic, and I think exactly like you said, it's so important just to talk and reach out. And I think that's wonderful what you said.
I think one thing is don't let a mistake be the reason why you have to change.
Don't let a mistake be the reason you have to change.
Boom. Yeah.
I love that.
Well, guys, we hope that you guys get something from this episode. We certainly have.
No, I've enjoyed that a lot.
Anyway.
It has helped us, hasn't it?
It has. But to reiterate what we've been saying, just talk to each other, reach out, and be there for each other, because it is hard, and these stigmas attached to being a man will always be around, to weigh you down. But that's why we're here to talk about these topics as well, to try and bring some comfort to those who might be struggling with it as well.
And no matter who you are needed.
Exactly. Thank you guys for watching this very important one, and we'll see you soon.